quick introduction. My name is Ryan Cusick from iHorror.com. Today I'm here with two of the main actors from the new film, The Artifice Girl, Sinda Nichols and David Girard, who portray two special agents in the film that discover a new computer program to bait and trap online predators. Welcome and thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us. It's fun to be here.
What was very fun for me was that first act. That was powerful. The interrogation scene, I watched it twice. I actually stopped it at the very end and backed up and watched it again. My first question for both of you is, what did you, when you first laid eyes on the screenplay, what were your first thoughts?
Wow. Intense excitement. I'd never gotten to play a character like that. I'm not like, I don't have a cop personality, but I love intense characters like that. And it's always kind of been a fantasy to play, someone kind of that tough and in charge. And then on the flip side of that was, holy, how am I going to, pull this off? It felt like a really huge challenge because of the depth of the script.
Yeah, I felt the same way. I mean, my dad was a cop, so I understood interrogation very well. What I didn't know how to do, I think, was be the good cop and be as smart as Amos is. So that was a little challenging, but that's when I first read it, I was like, oh my God, I get to be a cop.
Because it was kind of a good cop, bad cop back and forth. And Cinda, your character was really intense. I mean, you brought a lot of power to it. Like, I just can't describe it. It really just it really caught me off guard. I was going to this movie thinking I was going to get something, and actually got something much better. Usually when you think of AI, I think of my mind goes to the Terminator. It goes to Class of 1999. All these movies where the AI androids, they kind of run rogue. And this was just so much different. It was dealt with more, the ethical and philosophical part of AI, which was a lot different than what I'm used to. And it turned out very well. The movie was just packed with dialogue. I was just so, for me, it kept me, I didn't get bored. Even though it was just mainly dialogue, I didn't get bored at all.
Good.
It's amazing. I couldn't believe it. And that a lot of that is to do with, that, like I said, that first act, both of you were absolutely amazing. And I was almost hoping, like, at some point, I mean, the two of you could be special agents and go off and do other films, like split off from this one almost. That's how I felt.
Oh,
We
that would
did
be
too.
awesome.
We begged Franklin to write a series just for Dina and Amos.
Yeah. No, I could definitely see it for sure. Did you guys do anything? I know, David, you mentioned that you brought kind of you kind of had experience with, law enforcement, with the family and law enforcement. Was there anything else that you two prepared yourselves for that scene?
Yeah, I really had to change my mind. When I first read the screenplay, I didn't agree with Amos's position. And through research, we had a lot of conversations and dialogue, my mind totally changed. And I felt, like I could have played that part regardless of my personal views, but I think I really had to do some preparation in order for Amos to be as authentic as he is.
Yeah.
Very interesting, because for me, when I think of someone getting a script, they just go with it. There's no, I agree with it, I disagree. So that's very interesting.
Well, I think for me personally, I think I approach all my characters that way. That way, I'm not bringing David into that character. Like, that character is, start from scratch and build it up and outward. So, but I think I can only do that if I examine how I feel about certain positions.
What about you, Cinda?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's scary to read a scene where someone is being, I think, mean and almost borderline abusive, but understanding why she's doing that and how high the stakes are, um, was great fuel. And also the other thing that was interesting is it's easy to get pictures in your mind when you see an interrogation scene because they're so frequently done in movies and TV. You can kind of almost say to yourself, oh yeah, I know how this works because I've seen it on TV, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. But Franklin had us watch a YouTube of some Jacksonville detectives interrogating somebody who had committed a murder, and through the scene they got him to confess, and it was so heartbreaking, and it wasn't intense or mean at all. It was so authentic and it was so heartbreaking that, and my whole head just went like this. I had a 180-degree turn on what does it mean to be interrogated. So it was taking that and then taking the script and then Franklin's direction and then the whole energy of the room and then Dina's backstory. And then it just, all those contributed to what came out.
It worked because it definitely shows on screen. And when you spoke with the AI, Cherry, through a webcam on a large screen TV during production, was that live back and forth or was it taped separately?
We're not supposed to give away how the sausage is made, but I will tell you that she was on set.
Okay.
With us, and it felt like she was in the room. So I think that's as vague as I can be about it.
And it was live.
Okay.
And it, for the most part, it was very smooth. And it was also very enjoyable. And we could hear her speak in real time. And there was a sense that it didn't feel like she wasn't in the room with us. It just felt like she was in the room with us.
Yeah.
It was there was a connection between the four of us that was very strong.
Mm-hmm.
We were with each other. So we were building a relationship. And I think it just kept going, even though she was in another room and we were watching her on the screen.
And for that scene in the first act, was everything scripted or were you given the freedom to kind of improvise?
Every word was scripted.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful.
Wow.
And it just flows like a dance.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there was really no need for us to improvise. With the dialogue being the way Franklin wrote it, which is, as Dina said, it was beautiful. It just, none of my actor instincts wanted to do anything different than what was written. So
that's amazing, because a lot of times, when stuff's scripted, you kind of almost get that like robotic type feel, but everything, like you said, just flowed naturally across the screen. So
yeah,
fascinating. I like it. So what do you two have coming up next? Any projects coming up?
yeah.
The Amos Dina series.
Yeah, right. Honestly, I think I have I have 3 projects coming up, but 2 of them don't even have titles yet. It's just very in the preliminary stages. But hopefully, by the time those projects are done, Franklin will have something else for me to do. So
Be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun writing a web series, and we're starting to film it on Zoom. And then I also have a one-woman show that I'm working on. So it's nice, the creative energies that have kind of come out of the post-pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And was this filmed at all during the pandemic, or was it all right after.
Oh no, this was in the middle. This was
Oh, right in the middle.
yes. We were how many months? Cinda, 7 months in.
September of 2020 was Act 1
Yeah.
and pre-vaccine. So it was a weird energy, and everyone had on masks, and
Okay.
everyone was afraid to be too close to each other.
Yeah.
But the numbers were going down in Jacksonville. So we thought, seize this moment. And then Act 2 was April of 2021.
Two.
It was hard. I mean, for me, because I had lost a family member during COVID. So even though we'd had vaccines, it was still like, it's cold, you know?
Yeah, it was still real. Yeah.
And then the third act was November of 2021.
Yeah, 2021.
Yeah.
I was thinking 22 for some reason, but no,
No.
it was 21.
I'm sure everything kind of starts blending together those couple years.
Doesn't
Yes.
it?
Oh, yeah. They call it COVID time. 'Cause,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Well, this was a real treat. I really appreciate the two of you speaking with me today. And
Oh.
the movie releases, I believe, this Thursday,
Yes.
April 27th.
Yes.
Reviews, I've been seeing a couple chit chatter, good so far.
Yeah.
Let's keep that momentum going.
Yeah. Let's hope so.
All right, thank you again.
All right. Thank you.
Have a good day.
You do the same.